And we're back. We're back. 2:18 a.m. here. Friday the 13th. Friday, June 13th, 2025. My deadline that I tentatively set for this was 15th. 2 days from now. Looks like I'm on track to meet it. And, yeah. Soldiering on. What we got here? Well, the outro, it's a little bit more than 1/3 of the total runtime of this song. Starts right around the 6-minute 35-second mark. The song is about 10 minutes and a little change. And, you know, so the mix did really well in the car yesterday. This outro still needs work. And, you know, but listening to it without seeing the video. See, I made this song with the video in mind. It really needs the video. It's a video work as much as it is an audio work. It's a piece of cinema. And so listening to it several times in the car and in different headphones and in different public settings with different noise levels, different types of noise canceling phones, non-noise canceling phones. One thing that occurred to me is as much as possible to get it so that it's appreciable without the video. The biggest issue with that is the little speech by the San Francisco queer men's choir boy during the third solo section after the third verse. It's the kind of thing where when you see the video, it makes perfect sense. Without the video reference, that choir boy's voice really has to cut through better. Everything that he says has got to be crystal clear in the audio. So I'll be getting to that, but I decided to stream this maneuver because this part I have panned to the hard to the right. And there are two slide guitar parts. There's low slide and high slide. I've got low pan to the right and high pan to the left. Of course, that could change. I may end up reversing those, but I'll need some feedback in making that decision. For now, though, I'm going to run with low slide, pan to the right, and let's see here. All right. I'm just going to keep this off screen for now. If anybody pops up, I'll move it into the stream frame. All right. So here we go. Now, the way it sits now is it it comes in a little bit earlier than the other parts on the outro at a volume. This is a preliminary volume automation curve of coming in at minus 14.5 and reaching a peak of minus 5 before it fizzles out. And now before I see, when it first comes in, I'll solo it so you can hear what it sounds like. Low slide, solo. You can hear what it sounds like. So you can hear that tremolo is baked into the recording. That was an amp sim in the M Audio black box, along with a time-based tremolo in the M Audio black box. That's baked in. And I think I only have 4 plugins on there. Now, I'm going to be almost certainly changing those, but that's what it sounds like. It is in time with the drums. And the way I'm going to approach this is I'm going to solo it with the drum tracks and try to get it more distinct and audible just against those drum tracks, to the point where it so right now, put it back here again. So you can barely hear it. And so I'm going to try to get it to poke out a bit more. Looking at that EQ curve. Kind of scanning all the EQ curves together. I could be doing a bit more scooping out in the bass frequency ranges. And this part is no exception. So the first thing I'm going to do is scooped in the mids, treble boost. Okay, so I chose I chose a Pro Channel preset, J35 articulated, a guitar preset Um, let's see here. J35 articulated. Well, just for the hell of it, I might as well, okay, play with some different presets here. As long as I'm in preset land. J35 Rhythm Natural. Okay. Looking for of course, let's see, J2000. Let's start there. No? Or J2000, 200, not 2000. Big and bright. That's not bad right there. Now, there's one case where modulation is not being my friend. Acon Digital Multiply is a modulation plugin. Modulation delay, very, very short delay. It's a cool plugin. It's kind of a stereo widener, dimensioner, I would call it. But there's a lot of modulation going on in other places in this mix, and you could just hear their A-Bing it. It's not helping this part poke out. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it, and I'm going to get rid of TDR Molotov, which is a Tokyo Don. It's a great company, great plugins, but just not my first compressor of choice. Pitch proof, going to leave that. All right. Finish your micro on a phaser setting. Let's A-B that. This is another plugin I used to overuse, and now I probably underuse it. Finisher Micro, great plugin. Easy to overuse, easy to overdo, and I realized I was overusing it. I think I overcompensated. Now I just hardly ever use it. But you can hear what it does, man. Like that phaser. Okay, I said too much modulation, but this is a compressor. This is a compressor that does, it's got this mode wheel that does modulations and reverbs and just different spices, you know. And I'm going to leave that there for now. I'm going to try something here that I've done very seldom in the past. Insert effects chain preset, I think. Okay, and guitars and basses. The Lizzie. Okay, air chord. Well, yeah, there's not nearly as many choices here as I thought, and but just to show you what this is an option here in Cakewalk, so I can put that in there, and I guess it's supposed to be kind of like a Thin Lizzy based. It's going to be wild. Anyway, that's like a really super compressed, distorted out. Yeah, it's there. I guess that's why I don't use it hardly ever. But anyway, this already sounds better. Yeah, it makes that tremolo just a little bit less dynamic, but a little bit more like consistently audible. Notice how as I turn this wheel up, it gets thinner and more focused, but not as full. This tightens it up a little bit. Okay, I'm trying not to, I don't want to be adding too many plugins during this part. I just want to, yeah, I want to keep it, I want to keep it streamlined. I'm trying to use fewer plugins, at least in this case, not because other people say that that's what you should do, but partly just to conserve CPU. And it's a very dense mix. There's a lot going on, a lot of moving parts. Adding more plugins in a lot of cases, like adding more moving parts, and All right, so let's go back to Finisher Micro and jet plane. Maybe not. Earth to ISS. Old radio. Vibrato, that's interesting. What did I say about not adding more modulation? But there you go. That sounds very cool. So yeah, I got Finisher Micro in here already, and you could hear just how many different sounds and textures it gives you. So that sounds really cool to me. But does it play nice with the other parts? That's the question. So now I'm going to unsolo all this. And let's hear it in the mix. I'll give it a little bit of a running start here.
And using them decimal cipher, it will stop this. Now, you can do one or two things, sodomite and sodomite free. The next time you get poked in the butt, a flame, when that man pulls that penis out of you, a flame is going to come out. It'll be an eternal flame that will not be able to put it out. You will not be able to get in the bathtub and put it out. You will not be able to get in the toilet and put it out.
You can definitely hear the dropout, so it's adding something.
And nobody will ever stick a penis in your butthole again because it will be on fire. It will be flames of fire. You think AIDS was bad, you ain't seen nothing. You can see the flames coming out of PDJ's butt. Where's PDJ? He got a flame. He got on his best of diapers. Where's Pepto-Doc? He got a flame. That's maggot. He got a flame coming out of his butt. You better get up and preach, Lord. Why? On Harlem night, all the maggots up there in Harlem, live and down the flame. From South Carolina, what they call the lightning bug. I don't know if you've ever seen a lightning bug, but flies around with a flame.
Let's say being the plug-in. Now that's giving it a mid-boost.
Oops.
I don't know, I mean, I EQ'd it.
But it won't be too many days now when all about these stars witness to exalt the preach that I've done in Chiseling magic. If you're going to see on a Saturday night, all the columns will be lit up with flames coming out the butt of the flames coming out, fire, flames shooting out at every eye. We're going to see it. It's going to be a wonderful
right, now, well, it's coming through loud and clear, maybe too loud. Now I want to pay attention to the King Kong 2 Strat part, which sounds like this. I never want that getting buried at any point throughout the outro. Is that getting buried towards the end? I'm going to start it about right in the middle.
We're going to see on a Saturday night, all of a sudden, columns going to be lit up with flames coming out of the front of the night, flames coming out of fire, flames shooting out of every eye. You're going to see it's going to be a wonderful home. You're going to see the power of God. With darkness, hell, that is to get out of town. All flame of fire is going to come out of their front. And they'll never be able to come out. I'm the Lord. We're going to have a flame coming out of over down. You're talking about being hot. Well, you sure not going to be hot. You're going to have a flame coming out of over down. You're going to need a candy to stop that thing. I'm the Lord. I said, I'm the Lord.
All right, now I don't want it. I want it fading out before that last part. So, shift, click, and drag. I want to fade it out at the explosion, at impact.
I'm the Lord. I said, I'm the Lord.
Something like that. What does that sound like? Soloed? I like that vibrato still. That's just soloed though, right?
And using the vessel diaper, it will stop this. Now, you can do one or two things, sodomite and sodomite fails to free. The next time you get poked in the butt, a flame, when that man pulls that penis out of you, a flame is going to come out. It'll be an eternal flame that will not be able to put it out. You will not be able to get in the bathtub and put it out. You will not be able to get in the toilet and put it out. You will not be able to wash it out. You'll need an asbestos diaper in order to be able to stop that thing. And nobody will ever stick a penis in your butthole again because it will be on fire. You think, hey, it's just bad. You ain't seen nothing. You can see the flames coming out of PDJ's butt. Where's PDJ? He got a flame. He got on his asbestos diaper. Where's that little out? He got a flame. That faggot. He got a flame coming out of his butt. You better get up and preach, Lord. Why? On all of night, all the faggots are being hollow.
The cabinet is tighter.
You're going to think you're going to be in the midst of the swamps of South Carolina.
It's a better
What
choice.
they call the lightning bug. I don't know if you've ever seen a lightning bug that flies around with a flame of light coming
And
out
also
of its
high
mouth.
pass.
And everywhere you look at light. Got a flame coming out of his butt. That's lightning. But it won't be so many days now when Almighty God wishes to exalt the preaching that I've done for 10 David man. If we're going to see on a Saturday night, all of a sudden Harlem's going to be lit up with flames coming out of the butt of his back. Flames coming out, fire, flames shooting. You're talking about being hot. When you show up for being hot, you're going to have a flame out over down. You're going to need a special penny to stop that flame. I'm the Lord. That I'm the Lord.
What if I fade it out a little bit slower at the very end? Even a little slower. Give it the fast curve. Kind of liked it better with linear. Kind of hear it sputtering out. Okay, I'm going to call that part done for now. I may come back to it. You know, I used the finisher micro to do a high pass, while at the same time I didn't scoop the bass. But you know, maybe 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I don't know. I'm liking the way it sounds right now, and I'm going to go ahead and move on. Just hide that, and I guess I could just kind of keep going here until I start running into playback sputter issues. It might be interesting to go to the choir boy and sort him out. San Francisco gay choir boy, queer choir boy. He comes in here, and I'm just going to go ahead and play through that. And you can see that now when you see him in the video, the visual reference helps a lot in making out what he's saying. But when you just listen to it, it's not so clear. One more time.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, here's a message for you.
No, we're not working against your equal rights.
You fight against all rights.
No, we're not fighting against your rights. You got as much rights. You got more rights than everybody else.
Think that will corrupt your kids before a gender goes unchecked. Just this one,
You know, I think I lost a friend over this. Not 100% sure, but I think I lost a friend over this. And it's like, man, I mean, a whole fucking month, based on what you like to do with your bits. It's got to be everybody's business for a whole month, a whole 12th of the calendar year. What you like to do with your bits and your butthole is so important that it's got to override everything else. Man, I mean, if I can't poke fun at that and criticize that, you know, you're gonna. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This is a message from the San Francisco Gay Choir. And if you condone this, then I don't know, maybe you're not the decent human being I thought you were. I don't know. I don't see how any sensible person can condone this. Straight, queer, or otherwise. Anywho, so let me see, get out of console view here, and I'm gonna have to reposition this. All right, so let's just get the exact time marker where this guy comes in. Zoom out. He comes in right there. 5:51:28. Zoom out even more. Okay. Right there. 5:51:28. 5:51:28. 55128. I think I remember that. Okay. 5:51:28. Zoom out again and unfreeze. Boink. Okay, it moved over. And let's move it back. And get it queued in at the exact right instant again. Okay. Whoa. Zoomed in pretty far there. Okay. Zoom out again a little bit. $551.28 still on the marker and right there. Right there. And just for visual reference, let's look at the video.
As we celebrate Pride on the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done.
Okay. That's nicely synced up. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what you like to do with your bits, but this is evil. This is the face of evil. This is a malicious and destructive spirit in this young man.
As we celebrate Pride on the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, here's a message for you. We're sinful, we fight against all rights, say we don't fight,
Evil, malicious. Look at that. That's evil. Do you see that flash in the eyes? That's evil. That's malice. That's malicious evil. Right there. That is evil, and I'm calling it out. I don't care how many friends I lose. At this point, I'm getting to a point where I don't even care about having any friends anymore. And I'm pretty much done with human beings. I know that human beings are capable of being good and doing good in the world. I know that. But it's like no matter how healthy and lush and green that grass may be, not just appear, but actually be. Speaking figuratively, of course, looking at another person. It might be actually a healthy, green, well-tended garden. Getting real mythological here, aren't I? Ammontai. Little kids are actually correct. It's perfectly logical. Ammontai. I'm getting real mythy here. Ammontai. And the adults correct him. No, aren't I? Kids got to be like, what? You are? Are you? I are? I am, aren't I? Wait a minute. Of course, kids don't even think about it. They just go, oh, okay. But ammontai, why isn't ammont, what do you call that, a contraction? We say, I'm not having it. I'm not putting up with that. I amn't putting up with that. Why don't we have ammont? Ammont. It's not even hard to say, ammont. Anyway, no matter how lush and green and healthy that grass might be, there's always a snake in there. Always a snake in there. always a snake in that grass. Always. That includes me. I got snakes in my grass, man. I don't care. That's evil. I'm looking at evil. Malicious evil. Malicious, gratuitous, disgusting evil. And I'm calling it out. I don't care who has a problem with it. I'm calling it out. The time is coming where it's like, man, YouTube decides to kill my channel for something like this. Well, then, I don't know. So be it. Evil's got to be called out. This is evil. And people abide by it. It's like I've said in many a comment section, particularly with regard to America, because I'm American by birth and citizenship still. Americans will continue to get what they continue to tolerate. Let me repeat that. Americans will continue to get what they continue to tolerate. It's a hard-ass thing to say, but it's a hard-ass truth, man. It is a hard-ass, hard-nosed truth. These knob gobblers that run the planet, they will give you as much as you tolerate, and then some. You countenance this evil, it will continue. What is that other? Beatings will continue until morale improves. Oh, yeah. Anyway. Evil. I'm calling it out. Last year, I was afraid to hit the public button. But hey, it's a much better mix this year anyway. But yeah. This guy and people like him, they need to be segregated. They need to be, what's the word? They need to be dealt with humanely, but decisively dealt with. They need to be quarantined from the rest of society. Give them their own little island somewhere. Turn it into a pay-per-view show. I'm not saying, give them free helicopter rides. I'm not saying that. But they need to be quarantined. They need to be separated from society. And given their own little utopia somewhere. There it is. They told you to your face, America. They told you to your face. Right there. And you still have an entire calendar month devoted to this guy. Because that's what you put up with. That's what you tolerate. And that's exactly what you're going to get. Exactly what you're going to get. And they'll never stop. And this is coming from someone who has a close, very, very close family member who's queer. All right? I do not hate these people. If anything, I pity them. But these people should be nowhere near children. Anybody that has a sexual agenda that is geared to children, toward children, should be nowhere near a child. Period. Full stop. And if you countenance this, you are in dereliction of duty as a man. Yes, I'm calling out men in particular. And yeah, I was harassed, and I experienced the predatory behavior of these characters when I was a handsome youth, considered by them to be handsome anyway. So, yeah, I lose friends over this, so I lose friends, I guess. But I can say I've never been unfair, unkind, unjust against anyone based on their sexual identity. Never done it. Never will. But this has got to be dealt with. You men, you American men, you get this demon here telling you point blank, we're coming after your children. We're coming to indoctrinate your children, and there's not anything you can do about it. And what do? Play fantasy fucking football. Okay? I'll repeat it one more time. You will continue to get what you continue to tolerate. And I don't care how many friends I lose for pointing out this is evil, this is malicious evil. Hello, Ninko. Ninko, I need to EQ, I need to go back and EQ this guy's voice so that every syllable of every word that he says is crystal clear without the video. So that's what I'm on about. So I will step off my soapbox now and get back to work. Are you going to tell me to settle down, calm down? Stop ranting like a crazy man? Who's that person there? You want to see? You want to see? Okay, here you go. You can. This is what he says, but I need to EQ him. So this is the San Francisco Gay Choir, a video that they released. It's fabulous, Ninko. It's fabulous. Ready? This is part of my video. This is right before the outro. Here it is. One more time. One more time.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you. We're sinful. You fight against our rights. You say we don't need lives. You can't respect. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked.
We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and suddenly, and you will never notice it. Yeah, and, men play fantasy football and drink their beer. And they wonder why everything goes to shit all around them. Okay, that's the problem. You can't hear what this dude says. That's the problem. Here it is. Here you go. Here you go. Let's just solo it. Solo him. And you can hear him. Clear, 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 without the music. Here you go.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you. You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it.
There you go. There you go. You've been served. Notice. Yeah. You should see the whole video. Yeah, wow. And American men, second degree, I don't know what that means, second degree. Second degree, what does it mean? Anyway, how's this guy EQ'd? Oh, good Lord. Look at all these plugins. What the? Oh, wait a minute. That's the master. Wait, okay. Only one plugin. And hang on a second here. I need to bypass something. I'm still on the fence about whether to use this outro reverb. I'm just going to mute that for the moment. And get back to so how's this character here EQ'd? Right. All right. I don't know what that is. The hell is that? It's not EQ'd. Let's try a telephone curve.
celebrate Pride on the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you.
We're sinful. You fight against all rights. You say we don't need lies.
Obviously that's not cutting it. This is a finisher micro on an old radio. This is a year-old Ninko. Okay. All right. Well, one thing I can do here is the good old tone boosters. Yeah, tell me what to do. Yeah, stop by my stream and tell me what or what not to do with my stream, Ninko. Yeah. Everybody's got their ideas what other people should or should not be doing with their stream time. Well, Dinko, now that you told me that I shouldn't do that, I guess I'll be a nice, polite boy, and I won't speak my mind about anything. Whatever, man, do your thing better, not ranting on TikTokers and lose our time. It's not a TikToker, Ninko. That was like a major proclamation from the gay community on YouTube, and it went viral. But men just said whatever. Haha. Dude, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a dick, but you know. It's bad enough that we've got governments. How about your own government? How about the fact that in the UK, right across the channel from you, people get locked in fucking cages for criticizing a religion that's not even native to their homeland. We got governments crawling up our asses telling us we can't speak our minds. And I got a friend coming up in my stream telling me to stop ranting. Nobody's listening to me anyway, Ninko. And the one person that listens to me that decides to come in, and attach an ear for 5 or 10 minutes is telling me to shut up and stop ranting. That's the world we live in, I guess. Dude, nothing personal. It's just I'm tired of being told to shut up. I'm tired of tiptoeing around. I didn't even make this public last year because I was afraid of getting my YouTube channel canceled. I'm sick of it. And children are being mutilated and having their wieners cut off and their breasts cut off because people are afraid to rant and protest this shit. So whatever, dude. I mean, nothing personal. I love you. But, I don't know. So anyway, Tone Boosters broadcast. This'll do it. One more time.
As we celebrate Pride on the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you.
Sinful. You fight against all rights. You say we all need lives. You can't respect. You think that we'll corrupt your kids.
There we go.
Your agenda goes unchecked.
And just to make it even a little bit more piquant, Out for good. Okay, so what? I'm losing another friend because I'm impolite? Because how about bad for my health, huh? Is it good for your health to just like suppress it and be unable to speak your mind? Was I screaming purple with rage? No. Just telling it how it is. Just telling it how it is, man. I mean, you know, you're over there in France. How free are you to speak? I don't know. You got a first lady who's a dude. Can you talk about that? Can you talk about how your first lady is a dude? I guess, or is it bad for your health to talk about that? One more time.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you.
There we go.
You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all need lives. You can't respect.
Look at that.
You're distracted. You think that we'll corrupt your kids.
Holy
if
shit.
Our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once. You're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it.
Man, I got lucky. You see, sometimes a little bit of getting your dander up. Sometimes getting your dander up will, I don't know. It's like electro psychoacoustical resonances with the universe will just, things will come together. Nico's a sweetheart, man. I don't mean to be tetchy, but I mean, to have a European of all people, you know, come in here and tell me not to rant about the atrocities that are going on in my own country is just, however well intentioned, wrong address, dude. I don't know. Just go along to get along. A voice can't even cry in the wilderness. A voice can't even cry in the fucking wilderness without somebody trudging all the way out there to say, "Hey, man, you better pipe down." Ninko, have you seen this entire video? Do you know that because these people's agenda has gone unchecked, that little boys are having their penises chopped off? And artificial vaginas fashioned that get maggots and smell like assholes for the rest of their lives? And that pubescent girls are getting their breasts cut off? And they're getting hormone blockers, and men stand by. Oh, well, you know, and they play fantasy football. And you know, like, I need to calm down. I can't be a voice crying in the wilderness. You know? But you got to admit, you can fucking hear what he's saying now, can't you? One more time.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you.
You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights.
Check out Waves IDX, dude. Listen to that.
You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked? Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it.
I knocked that one out of the park, buddy. That was a grand slam. That's a grand slam right there. Hell yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Punk out. Punk out, Ninko. All right. All right. Okay, Nico. One more time.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you.
You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. You're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children.
Yeah, Nico, how's those projects going, buddy? You know, the guitar the part that I made for you, that I tracked, you know, you complain that people aren't responsive and they don't send things a lot. How's that going? And you want to bust up in here and tell me to pipe down and control my speech on my stream, and then tell me that my mix makes your ears hurt and so bad when it's not finished yet. It's not finished, Ninko. Oh, I'm so bad. Okay. You're so bad. You sound like a Thai girl. You bad man. No, Ninko. I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to drink. But I'm not gonna have people telling me to shut up on my own stream. Okay, all right. Whatever, dude. Okay. Men, human beings. Always a snake in the grass, always. Always some BS. Okay. Our choir boy is clear. Is there, what would you call it? A little bit of discord and cacophony? Yep. Yeah, that's by design. It's intentional. Does it clash? Yeah. Yep. I'm a noob. I'm a noob. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning the best I can. And I've got a severely disabled left ear. I can't hear anything properly. Let me repeat that. I can't hear anything properly because something like 11 years ago, I woke up one morning stone deaf in my left ear. Almost got run over by a bus that day because I couldn't hear it coming. Severely deprived of hearing in my left ear. Not that that's an excuse, but it is just the way it is. And I've got this Frenchman coming up in my stream telling me to shut up and telling me that I'm a noob and my mix sounds horrible and I don't know what I'm doing. Fine. Guilty as charged. I'm a noob. I don't know what I'm doing. My mixes sound terrible. Are you happy, Ninko? And tells me to go drink. Tells me, this is how vicious people can be. This is how vicious people really are. This guy, Ninko, knows that I was an incorrigible drunk for over 30 years. He knows that I overcame incredible odds to quit drinking all by myself with no AA, no support group, nothing. Nothing but my creator on my side and a bunny rabbit and this hobby. And I'm a year and a month sober. And this guy, because he got his fifis hurt. Because I told him, don't come up in my stream and tell me to shut up when I'm talking about something that I have an opinion about, which happens to be the topic of this song. And I just tell him, don't do that. And he gets his fifis hurt. And he tells me, you're bad. Go drink. Go drink. If I hadn't stopped drinking, I'd be dead right now. I'd be dead. There's no doubt in my mind, no question. And this guy pops up in my stream, doesn't like my tone of voice, and tells me to go drink. What was I saying about everybody's got a snake in that grass? Everybody's got a snake in the grass. That's Ninko's snake in the grass. Right there. Comes rearing out with its fangs. That's abusive. That's abusive and despicable. That's despicable to tell a recovering drunk to go drink. Absolutely despicable behavior. You should be ashamed of yourself, dude. If you're still watching, if you're still listening, Ninko, you told me to go drink. That's the same as like go swallow Drano and die. Same thing. That's wishing death on your fellow man who never did anything wrong to you that I know of. Have I wronged you in some way, sir? You're going to tell me to go drink? Okay. All right. I see. Well, then I guess lucky you. You don't have to put up with my with my horrible mixes anymore, Ninko. You don't have to listen anymore. But I'll tell you this, sir. I am not going to go drink. Sorry. But that was an absolutely atrocious thing to say. But I forgive you, Ninko, because I know you have problems. All right. Now I'm just going to replay my shitty noob mix. And then I'm going to go back and, I don't know. I might as well keep carrying on because I'm not having playback issues, but I'm going to go back and listen to my horrible noob mix from the beginning and see how it's looking on Air Windows Meter and see if I got any playback issues. Actually, first I want to check it out on Voxengo Span. See how my mid-sides are doing on my shitty noob mix.
Well, there can be no doubt now. The knives are all out now.
Yeah, you know what? It's so terrible. Why do I even bother? Why do I even bother? I have no talent. I have no ability. My left ear is 70% defunct. Why should I even bother? Maybe I should just take to heart what Ninko tells me and just give it up, throw in the towel, because I'm no good anyway, and go drink. Go drink myself to death.
Well, there can be no doubt now. The knives are all out now, and the devil, he's done playing nice. And there's no use pretending it all won't soon be ending, whether by fire or ice. And the light proves a curse as the shadows disperse and the horsemen go mounting their steeds. And if it weren't for damnation, you'd think that salvation was the last thing that anyone needs. And it may seem an odd thing to whisper to God, but I think it is fitting and right. If there's no turning around the world that is hellbound, then I'm praying for the meteorite.
I got a word of knowledge, a word of prophecy. And I want you, preacher, to use this word of prophecy whithersoever you go. That God is going to put a burn, God's going to put a cancer in the butthole. God's going to put a cancer in the butthole of every sodomite. Every sodomite butthole, everyone that practices sodomy from the day of this lesson will get cancer in the butthole. Right there. It'll burn and burn and burn. You'll have to, the manufacturers will have to go into manufacturing chairs where people can stand up because they won't be able to sit down
never should it come screaming down from above. Such a small price to pay for just even one day without perversions I won't sing of. Lest I sully this song with an endlessly long litany of degenerate blight. They all spit in God's eye, and so that is why I am praying for the meteorite. In heavenly silence and with divine violence, I picture it hurtling through space, heading straight for the earth with all that fate is worth, and with preternatural grace.
You got a flame, you got that special ancestor diaper. When God gets through with the sodomite, this is the word of the Lord. This is the prophecy of Almighty God. This is the Lord's word. This is the Lord's word. And Pastor, if you are a sodomite, God's going to have a flame coming out of your butthole. You're going to need an asbestos diaper. You better go and praise the God and ask God to heal you before this word cools down. You better ask God to heal you, and then you'll tell God, I'm going to preach against every sodomite. I'm going to preach against the sodomite maker, Barack Hussein Obama, the son of Satan. I'm going to become a sodomite slayer like James taking back the big town of New York City. I'm going to become a sodomite slayer. Otherwise, you're going to have a flame coming out of your butthole.
And I pray that it reaches them stricken and speechless, laid low in their lurid zeitgeist, and more to make them tremble. I pray it resembles the head of our Lord Jesus Christ, smiling serenely yet ever so keenly as the plugs bulge out of their tights, and in their surrender there is only one gender, and it is called Meteorite. Yes, it may seem an odd thing to whisper to God, but I think it is fitting and right. If there's no turning around a world that is hellbound, then I'm praying for the meteorite. One more time.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you.
You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. Say we all need lives you can't respect. You're just pretend. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Fight just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it.
Of every sodomite, there'll be a flame coming out of the butthole, and you'll need an asbestos diaper. It will stop this. Now, you can do one or two things, sodomite and sodomite slayers are free. The next time you get poked in the butt, a flame, when that man pulls that penis out of you, a flame is going to come out. It'll be an eternal flame that will not be able to put it out. You will not be able to get in the bathtub and put it out. You will not be able to get in the toilet and put it out. You will not be able to wash it out. You'll need an asbestos diaper in order to be able to stop that flame. And nobody will ever stick a penis in your butthole again because it will be on fire. It will be flames of fire. You think it ain't so bad. You ain't seen nothing. You see the flames coming out of the eating dick butt. that's your diaper. Well, that goes out. You got a flame, that maggot. You got a flame coming out of his brother. You better get up and preach, Lord. Why? On Harlem night, all the maggots up there in Harlem. Live pronounce the flame. You're gonna think you're gonna be in the midst of the swamps of South Carolina, what they call the lightning bug. I don't know if you've ever seen a lightning bug, but flies around with a flame of light coming out of his mouth. And everywhere you look, they light up the swamp. They light up the woods. They light up the rural areas of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama. They light it all up down in New Orleans. The lightning bug got a flame coming out of his butt. That's lightning. But it won't be too many days now when Almighty God wishes to exalt the preach that I've done with David Madden. If you're going to see on a Saturday night, all of a sudden Harlem's going to be lit up with flames coming out of the butt. Flames coming out of fire, flames shooting out of every eye. You're going to see it's going to be a wonderful home. You're going to see the power of God. Tell the king, back to the get out of town. All flame of fire is gonna come out that trouble. And they'll never be able to get it out. I said, Lord, you women that have a flame coming out of your vagina. You're talking about being hot. Well, you sure not gonna be hot. You're gonna have a flame coming out of your vagina. You're gonna need a captain candy to stop that flame. I'm the Lord. I said, I'm the Lord.
Somehow, I don't think EDM people are going to... They're not part of my target audience anyway. So, that's enough streaming for now. I'm going to get back to work on my terrible noob mix. And no, I'm not going to go drink. Sorry. Get thee behind me. Over and out.